guys, today I have a haul for you. I've pretty much at this point just given up on a book buying ban, which I should probably try to figure out a better way to go about buying fewer books, but right now I'm just buying whatever books I want. So I have 13 books to show you. The first 3 books I have to show you are all nonfiction. The first book I bought is A Field Guide to Getting Lost by Rebecca Solnit. This book I don't really know that much about, but I've read one of her other books and I loved it. The next book I bought is Lost Girls by Robert Kolker. Kolker. It's about a serial killer who I believe was never caught, but he killed 5 women, and it's reporting on the search for the serial killer and the killings and all of that. Then I bought Detroit by Charlie LaDuff. This is basically about the history of Detroit, how it went from being one of the richest, cities in America to what it is today. Then I bought The Retribution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, which is actually signed, and I was not expecting that it's signed. I talked about this book in my November wrap-up, so there you go. The next 2 books I also talked about in my November wrap-up. The first one is Horror Store by Grady Hendrix, and Yes Please by Amy Poehler. If you're interested in hearing more about those books, look at my wrap-up. I also bought The Wild Truth by Corinne McCandless. This is written by Chris McCandless' sister. If you have read Into the Wild or seen the movie, Into the Wild is a book about Chris McCandless. He went into Alaska to go live among the wild and ultimately died there. And this book just came out recently, and it is his sister's account of their childhood growing up. And I'm really excited about this book. I love Into the Wild, the book and the movie. I think it's all really interesting, and I am really excited to kind of read more about their lives. The next book I bought is The Zone of Interest by Martin Amis. This book I had never heard of before. I just picked it up and I'm very intrigued. I'm just gonna read you the inside flap. It says, "Once upon a time there was a king, and the king commissioned his favorite wizard to create a magic mirror. This mirror didn't show you your reflection, it showed you your soul, it showed you who you really were. The wizard couldn't look at it without turning away. The king couldn't look at it. A chest full of treasure was offered to anyone who could look at it for 60 seconds without turning away, and no one could. The Zone of Interest is a love story with a violently unromantic setting. Can love survive the mirror? Can we meet each other's eye after we've seen who we really are?" Who doesn't want to read that? I don't know. Next I bought The Book of Lost Things by John Connolly. This book I'm also really excited about. I think I maybe had heard about it, but I just picked it up when I was at the bookstore the other day. I'm also going to read you the back of this because it's very intriguing. In his attic bedroom, 12-year-old David mourns the death of his mother with only the books on his shelf for company. But those books have begun to whisper to him in the darkness. Angry and alone, he takes refuge in his imagination and soon finds that reality and fantasy have begun to meld. While his family falls apart around him, David is violently propelled into a world that is a strange reflection of his own, populated by heroes and monsters and ruled by a fated king who keeps secrets in a mysterious book, the Book of Lost Things. Taking readers on a vivid journey through the loss of innocence into adulthood and beyond, John Connolly tells a dark and compelling tale that reminds us of the enduring power of stories in our lives. And that just sounds like everything I've ever wanted to read. I then bought The City of Dreaming Books by Walter Moores. This book I had also never heard of before. I just picked it up. It sounds like kind of an adventure book that has to do with books. I don't really know what it's about, but there's illustrations. I don't know. I'm really excited about it. And then I got The Glass Room by Simon Mauer. This book is about a couple, one of whom is Jewish. It starts out in the 1920s, and they meet an architect who builds them this beautiful home, and then as World War II begins and the Nazis are coming around, they have to give up their old life and basically hide from the Nazis. I love historical fiction, especially historical fiction about World War II, so I'm excited. The next book I bought is Unspeakable Things by Lori Penny, which I'm currently reading and very excited about. I've only read about 20 pages and I'm already just I can't. It's a feminist book. It obviously talks about a lot about women because it's a feminist book, but it also deals a lot with gender roles and gender identity in our society, and it is so good. So I'm only 20 pages in, but like I'm gonna tell you right now, like I'm already so into it. The last book I bought in November, I can't. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I love Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and all of that so much. I went there like last week specifically for this book, and I got it. It's an Atlas of Middle-earth. There's like maps in here, all the maps. It has like the geography of Middle-earth and like the geography of Middle-earth from like the founding in the Elder Days through like everything, like through like Bilbo's story and Frodo's story and like the Fellowship. There's sections of the book where they show like the route that Frodo and Sam took in the Lord of the Rings and like Bilbo's route in Hobbit, and then like the Fellowship's route, descriptions of like castles and buildings, descriptions of like the climate and the language and like the vegetation, and I'm so excited. Oh, there's the evolution of languages in here. Like, who doesn't want to read that? Okay, maybe just me. What's that? Not everybody likes Lord of the Rings? What's that? Not everybody's a huge nerd? Oh, okay. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. That is my November book haul. I know it is pretty excessive and maybe a little bit sad, but that's all I got. So I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.